Hello everyone, welcome back to Beyond Books with Mamta. Today we will learn about the subject in imperative and interrogative sentences. So let's get started. Before we move to today's topic, let's just briefly discuss about what is a sentence and what is the subject in a sentence. Let's start with the sentence. The group of words that is used to say something and that also makes complete sense is called a sentence. What do we mean by complete sense? Here we have two groups of words. The first group of words is play I with sister mine. Does it make any sense? No, it does not make any sense. It does not convey anything to us. But the second group of words, that is I play with my sister. It is meaningful. It makes complete sense also. So, this is a sentence. A sentence has two important parts, that is the subject and the verb. If a sentence doesn't have either the subject or the verb, then we cannot call it a complete sentence. So, we can also say that every sentence has a verb and every verb has a subject. Now let's come to the subject. The person or thing that performs action in a sentence or about whom we are talking in the sentence is called the subject. If I say we go to park together, so what is the action here? It is go. And who has performed this action? It is we. So we is the subject in this sentence. In the next sentence, that is, he is my best friend. Now he here is not performing any action, but we know that in this sentence we are talking about he. So he is the subject here. Let's take some more examples. The first sentence here is Neha runs fast. Now what is the verb here? Verb means the action. It is runs. And who is performing this action? It is Neha. So Neha is the subject here. And in the second sentence, that is she is very hardworking. In this sentence, she is the subject, although she is not doing any action here. But about whom are we talking in this sentence? We are talking about she. So she is the subject here. Now let's come to the imperative sentences. An imperative sentence is the sentence in which there is an instruction, a command, a request or advice. Suppose I say, please help me in my work. So what does it mean? I am requesting somebody to help me in my work. This is an imperative sentence. I say, go away. So this is a command. This is an order to somebody to go out or to go away. I say, come here. This is again a command and this is an imperative sentence. If I say, always follow the traffic rules. So this is an advice or a suggestion to somebody. So those types of sentences in which there can be an instruction, there can be an advice or suggestion or the command, these types of sentences are called the imperative sentences. Let's see some more examples here. Here the first sentence is, put this notice on the notice board. This is an instruction. I'm telling somebody to put the notice on the notice board. Here the second sentence is, go out of the room at once. This is a command. And you see the difference also. In the first sentence, the punctuation is full stop. And in the second sentence, the punctuation is exclamation mark. So an imperative sentence can end with a full stop also. And it may end with an exclamation mark also. When we are simply speaking the statement, we use the full stop. But when we are using a lot of force to speak the sentence, then we use the exclamation mark. In the first sentence that you see, put this notice on the notice board. This is a simple statement I am saying. But in the second statement, that is, go out of the room at once, I am using the force. So that is why we have used the exclamation mark here. And in the next sentence, that is, pass me the sugar please. This is a request. Pass me the sugar please. In the next sentence, that is, obey your parents. This is an advice. We give an advice to somebody to obey your parents. Now, let's see the last sentence, that is, go. Just one word, and is it a sentence? Yes, it is a sentence. Let's see how. But before that, let's find the verbs in the given sentences. The first sentence is, put this notice on the notice board. The verb here is put. The next sentence, that is, go out of the room at once. The verb here is go. The next sentence, that is, pass me the sugar please. We know the verb here is pass. And the next sentence, that is, obey your parents. The verb here is obey. The last sentence, go. It is just a verb. Now what about the subject in these sentences? Because if we have to call them sentences, we must have the subjects also in these sentences. But where is the subject? Let's first see how do we speak the imperative sentences in our day-to-day lives. I say, sit down. So whom will I say sit down? Can I say, you sit down? Yes, we say, you sit down. But when we speak sit down, do we ever mention you sit down? No, we never say you sit down. We just say sit down. I say, come here. So whom will I say come here? I will say this to you. You come here. Now we see that in imperative sentences, even in our day-to-day lives, we never mention the subject you. But the subject is there. And the subject in these sentences is you. Now let's see the subjects in the given sentences. Put this notice on the notice board. The subject here is you. Go out of the room at once. You go out of the room at once. Pass me the sugar please. You pass me the sugar please. Obey your parents. You obey your parents. Go. You go. Now we see that we have found the subjects also in these sentences, and we also have the verbs. So we can call them the complete sentences, and these are the imperative sentences. In imperative sentences, the subject is not directly mentioned. It is just implied. Means that we have not mentioned it, but it is suggested that the subject here is you. So in imperative sentences, the subject is always you. Now let's come to the interrogative sentences. An interrogative sentence is a sentence in which we ask a question. I say, what is your name? This is a question. I am asking a question to someone. I say, how are you? This is again a question. So in interrogative sentences, we always ask a question, and these sentences always end with a question mark. They ask a question and they end with a question mark. Now let's try to find the subjects in these interrogative sentences. The first sentence is, what is your name? So what are we talking about here? Are we talking about what, or are we talking about your name? We are talking here about your name. Even if we rearrange the sentence into an assertive sentence, it will be, your name is what? Your name is what? So what is the subject here? The subject here is your name. In the second sentence, that is, does he exercise daily? Now, who does the exercise here daily? It is he. He does the exercise daily. So, he is the subject here. In the third sentence, that is, did your mother scold you? Now, who has done this action of scolding? Who scolded? your mother. We are saying, did your mother scold you? So that means the mother has done this action. So this is the subject here. Your mother is the subject in this sentence. Next sentence is, how was this window opened? Now, if we say, what was opened here? The subject is here is this window. What was opened? This window was opened. We are talking here about this window. So, this window is the subject here. To find the subject, we know that we have to ask the question what or who. Now, if we frame the questions again for these interrogative sentences, here if we say, what are we talking about? We are talking here about your name. So that means your name is the subject. Does he exercise daily? Who exercises daily? He. He is the subject here. Did your mother scold you? Who scolded you? Your mother. So, your mother is the subject in this sentence. How was this window opened? Now, what was opened here? This window. So, this window is the subject in this sentence. In the next sentence, can you find what are we talking about here? Yes, we are talking here about this table. What was made here? This table was made here. So, this table is the subject in this sentence. And in the next sentence, that is, do you like the picture? So, who will like the picture in this sentence? It is you. You has done the action of liking the picture. So, you is the subject in this sentence. In these sentences, we just have to ask who or what. So, these are the interrogatives. Now, let's have a practice exercise and try to find the subjects in these given sentences. First sentence is, please sit down. In this sentence, we know that this is an imperative sentence. So, the subject is you. The subject is you in this sentence because this is an imperative sentence. Please sit down. Second sentence. Have you cleaned the floor? Now, who has done the action of cleaning the floor here? It is you. So, you is the subject in this sentence. The third sentence, it is speak. This is just one word, but we know this is a command. So, the subject here is you, as this is an imperative sentence. The next sentence is, who is hiding behind the door? Here, we are not talking about the door. We are talking here about who. Who is hiding? Who is performing the action? It is who. So, who is the subject in this sentence. The next sentence is, bring me a glass of water, please. This is a request. We are requesting somebody, please bring me a glass of water. And whom are we requesting? We are requesting you. So, you is the subject in this sentence. I hope the topic was made very much clear to you. Thanks for watching.